Giving God house to the late ladies, everyone here. Thank God for being here today. Thank you for life, health, and strength. Heavenly Father, we come to you right now, God. Thank you, Lord, for your awesomeness. We come to you right now, God. We acknowledge your principle today.
Yes.
God, we ask Lord to come in first of all, God. Forgive us, God. Anything that's unlike you, God, remove it out of our spirit, man, right now. In the name of Jesus. And Lord, we thank you for your forgiveness and we receive your forgiveness. God, we want somebody to tell you thank you right now, God. Thank you, Lord, for being an awesome God. Thank you, Lord, for being a forgiving God, a merciful God. God, we ask, Lord, to speak to your people right now, God, and be able to help us, God, to hear your word to apply to our lives right now. In the name of Jesus, and we bind everything the devil stands for. We send it back to the pits of hell right now. In the name of Jesus, we even bind the spirit of backlash right now. In the name of Jesus, we thank you, Lord, for everything you've done, everything you're going to do right now. In Jesus' name we pray. We say amen, amen, amen. Give on to God, to the elect lady, to the pastor, to everyone here today. Thank you, Lord, for my life and strength.
Yes, Lord.
I'm going to be down here, that's my table. Down here, and I have a question for y'all before we get started. I'm going to tell y'all a story. For those that know me, I love the show The Golden Girls. The Golden Girls. Sophia Petrillo started this morning, man. Then we're going to have a little story time before we go into the message. I want you to imagine being attacked by a bully. And you've been fighting and wrestling with that bully for a long time. You're tired. You're in pain. You like that bully is getting the best of you. And right when you're about to give up, you feel like giving up all hope because the bully is getting the best of you. All of a sudden, you say you're going to give one last punch to that bully. And that punch knocked that bully down. Now, after he gets down, this is what happens. The bully gets up, and as he walks away from you, he turns to you, he says, I'll be back. With some backup. Now, my question to you, what would you do if that would happen? And I have Mr. Sound to write down the answers that you all say now. Remember, the bully been beating you for a long time. And after he been beating up on you, you give him that one last punch with all your might. And that particular punch knocks him down. And he gets up to tell you that he's coming back. My question to you, what would you do? Y'all just throw out the answer. What would y'all do if that happened to you all?
Get ready for him again. Get ready for him.
Back up. Back up. Okay, thank you. Is there another one? Shoot him. Get your weapon. Write that down. Okay, let's be real. What would y'all do?
It's time.
Over here, y'all.
It's time to go.
Hide.
Yes.
Hide. Okay. She being honest.
Hey.
I pray.
Yes,
Pray. Okay. You pray. Pray and watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's time to get to running.
It's time to get to running. Now, let me say this way. This bully, he knows where you live at. You know where you work at. You know where you go to church at. So you can't run from him. Now, what would you do? What would you say? Lock your doors? Okay.
That last hit was packed with love.
Hey,
I
look.
think I tell the police too, man.
Okay. Get the authority. Get the authority. Now, those, go ahead. What would you do, baby? It's okay.
She said go to another state.
Go to another state. She said, run and don't look back. Now, these are some of the questions, but these are some of the answers that we were saying. I wrote down, I want them to write down some of the key ones. Back up, get wet.
I'm gonna wait on him. I know that.
Wait on them. Go ahead, say it one more time.
Wait on to come back.
That's it. Put that down.
Wait on it.
Be ready.
You ready? You ready?
I like that.
There's a whole lot of guns. I got 6 of them.
So,
What you have to do?
get ready, lock doors, get the authorities, get the police, get out of town, be ready. Now, I'm gonna say a little bit about this one right here. In that being ready, get this. Now, you were strong enough to burn and beat him that last time. And so with your preparation, and you know he coming back with backup, you're gonna work out a little bit more.
Bring my friend.
You're gonna get,
Bring my friend.
like that old saying, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
That's right. That's right.
Those are some of the good answers that we would do, and we need to do. We need to be ready, because he's coming back.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they already know where we live at, where we go to church at, where we work at. So running not gonna help. We gotta be ready and stand our ground, because they trying to take us what's right to do to us. And that's the topic we're gonna have today. I want y'all to turn to Luke, the 11th chapter, and the 24th verse. Luke 11 and 24. We're going to read 24 to 26. When you have it, let me know you have it.
Amen.
If you need a few more minutes, say, hold
Hold on.
on. Once again, Luke, the 11th chapter, and the 24th verse. Luke 11th chapter and 24th verse. We're going to read 24 through 26. And for those who look at the different translations, I'm going to be reading from the New King James Version. Everyone have it?
Yes.
And it reads like this, starting at the 24th verse. It says, when an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he goes to a dry land, to dry places, seeking rest and find none. He says, I will return to my home from which I came. And when he comes, he finds it swept and in order. In other words, he finds it neat, clean. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Verse 14 to 23, it talks about a house divided will not stand. That means the devil will not go against himself. Verse 24 through 26, it tells us that when we are delivered, the devil leaves, but he will be back. And if our house is not occupied with Jesus as the tenant, Satan will enter back, and when he comes in, he will have 7 times more than what he ever did. In other words, he will have backup. So today's topic, that's what we're going to talk about. The illustration before was a bullet that we thoroughly defeated. But that bully comes back. At this time, we are prepared in the physical. But now we're going to talk about the bully in the spiritual. Today's topic is entitled, He's Coming Back. The subtopic, Satan wants a rematch. Satan wants a rematch. See, we can't be neutral in the spiritual world. Being neutral, that means how some people, well, you know, I'm gonna read my Bible today, but I'm gonna do what I want to do tonight. In other words, you can't be neutral in the spiritual world. Being neutral simply means being against God. Therefore, there is only two spiritual forces working in the world, and we must choose for ourselves. We must make a choice, and if you choose not to choose, then you have already chosen against God. Even the Bible tells us that thou shalt what? Confess the Lord Jesus Christ thy Savior, and believe. In other words, you have to make a confession, an open confession with your mouth. In other words, you are pledging allegiance. But to not pledge allegiance is automatic, by default, going against God. So Jesus talks about the danger of being neutral by telling the story of a man and the demon. The man's body was the demon's house. That's Luke 11, 24 through 26. But the demon returns with 7 other demons, get this, badder than himself. And the man's condition is worse than the first. Taking sides with Jesus means more than just saying the right thing. We take a stance with Jesus by what? By when we hear his word and we obey his word. There is a personal application. But get this, it is not enough for us to clean our house. There are many people that are, they may say that they are delivered. You can stop doing something, but if you do not allow Jesus to come into your life and occupy your temple, you are prone to have the devil to come back with his backup.
Yes.
In other words, you have to have a right tenant in your house. And that tenant is Jesus Christ. Now, there are some things that we all may have been delivered from in our life. Some things such as cigarettes. Some things such as pornography. This one have the exclamation point. Some things such as liquor. Some things such as drugs. What about using prescription drugs, or what? Not using prescription drugs properly. In other words, abusing prescription drugs. And some people will say gambling. Now, playing cards is not bad if you don't use money. When you use money, it's gambling.
Amen.
Also, last but not least, drugs. These are some of the things that we deal with that we may have been delivered from. But even in that deliverance, I'm gonna say this, everybody has a past. There are some people that have dealt with this. There are some people that are dealing with this. And they're in the church. Now, does that mean they ain't saved? No. We all have had something that we have to be delivered from. And then there are some people that are being delivered as we speak. And this is the place that they need to be at.
True.
So when it boils down to it, if we see somebody that may be dealing with something that's we might get delivered from, there's not the opportunity for us to talk about them and put them to the side.
That's true.
That's the opportunity for us what? To love on them and let them know that the same God that did it for me,
You did it for you. Amen. Amen.
that will help the church to grow. Because a lot of times people are coming to get help. But there are some people that push people away because of their story or because of their issue, past or current issue. But like I said, this is the place that they need to be at. And the church is a family.
Right.
And a lot of us, we're a family.
Right.
The church is a family, and I'm going to say it like this. Everybody got some people in the family that still struggle with some issues. So that's why the church needs to be the place that they need to be at. They're not going to get help, and they can't get help outside the church. This is the center right here that they need to be at. So, knowing that the devil does not care. Now get this. You've been delivered from these things. That's good. But the devil does not care about you being delivered or even for you to start going to church. The devil does not mind you reading your Bible or even post some pretty things on Facebook. In other words, he actually wants to encourage you to do it. He wants you to do it. You know why? Because he wants you to get that audience. Because people are watching you. Now when people are watching you, he wants you to go ahead and post. He wants you to go ahead and build your fan base. So that way, when he comes back, not if, when he comes back, now he's trying to bring an open shame to you. See, he's not caring about when you just have 2 or 3 followers. That doesn't matter. But what he want to do, he want to wait till you get on stage. Why do you think a lot of the preachers are being exposed now? Past, present. What happened? They're not exposed when they're in their smalls, when they begin to sin. When they don't repent, when they don't change. What happened? That goes an open shame. Now there's an embarrassment on the body of Christ. So that's what the devil wants to do. The devil wants to what? Bring an open shame, and also to make sure that he does not make your witness effective. So he want to make sure that he brings everything out to the front when you have your stage. That's why, if you notice, after a powerful message, after a great service, after you had a glorious time in church, the devil want to end up acting up.
That's true.
Stuff start happening to you.
That's true.
You end up, that was a needed word for me, and then all of a sudden, you get home, and all hell breaks loose.
Amen.
You end up getting to the car, and all of a sudden somebody want to argue with you. You ain't even pulled out the drive to talk about shit. That has happened.
That's true. That's true.
You have a great time all day Sunday, being at church, you go to work, then everybody want to give you problems. Why is that? Because the devil does not want you to regurgitate. He wants you to regurgitate that word, that seed that God has planted within you. He don't want it to digest. He wants you to regurgitate it. He does not want you to plant the seed. He does not want it to plant within you. So he will gladly make sure, as soon as you get that word, he will do the 100 minutes to make you throw it up. So we have to remember, Satan is what? Coming back. But even though Satan comes back, that does not mean that he has access to enter. These are some of the things that Satan will have access to allow himself to come back in us when we fail to do these things. When we allow a decline in our private prayer life. I didn't say public prayer life, but then our private prayer life. Most of the time, the only time we actually think about praying is when there's stuff going on in our life.
That's true.
The Bible tells us men what? Should always pray and not faint. Which simply means you get discouraged or lose heart. After a decline in your private prayer life, a decline in your private Bible study. I didn't say Bible reading, Bible study. A lot of times when we start praying, we'll stop reading God's Word. Another thing, when we become complacent as believers. Or if we think, you know what, it happened to everybody else, it'll never happen to me. That's when you get to start sinning. Or sometimes when you start making fun of other people when they're going through things. That's an immature Christian.
Yes.
Also, unresolved hurt,
Yes.
which brings depression, loneliness, low self-esteem, isolation. I want to stop on there for a minute. God was dealing with me about this, and I want to make sure I say this. Unresolved hurt will create a lack of trust. It builds an illegal wall around your heart to prevent healthy people from entering in, and also it kicks those who are healthy for you out of your life. It will make you what? Self-reliant. In other words, you end up taking the place of God in your life. Instead of you relying on God, you rely upon your hurt for your past to dictate your life and refer back to what was familiar to you. When you begin to be hurt, you begin to start shutting people off. You start going back to what you were delivered from. What were you delivered from? It began to be familiar to you.
That's the truth.
Why? Because you don't trust anybody else. But this right here, even though it wasn't good for you, but it was good to you.
Right. So
you begin to consider, you did feel good for a moment. All I need is me, myself, and I. I don't need nobody. I don't trust nobody. So you begin to consider going back to where you were delivered from. Remember, the devil been standing right there. He made you think about it. He made you consider, should I or should I not? But see, even Satan will send people, get this, even in your vulnerable and hurt moments, the devil will even send people to give you scripture. Out of context. The devil will send people that will care about it and say, I'm praying for you. You know what? I want you to come on and we're going to pray for you. Then all of a sudden, you end up finding yourself in a situation that's, this is a church, but it ain't acting like a church. There are people that have been in churches, buildings they have proclaimed to be Church of God, but in actuality they prey upon hurt people. for their own personal agenda. And the fun and the beautiful thing about it, now God is exposing it.
Amen.
Unfortunately, there's been people that have been hurt, not by the church, but by church people. Because the word of God won't hurt. But it's the people that misuse and also have their own motive and agenda. The Bible tells us to try the spirit by the spirit. Not by your spirit. Not by what grandma said. But for you to be able to learn for yourself. And I'm going to say it like this. When somebody tells you some things and it does not sit well in your stomach, because a lot of times people just don't understand, well, you know, what's that gut feeling? If it feels crazy, if it sounds crazy to you, check it out and start asking people. Because when people tell you, hey, don't tell nobody, when things become secretive, leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
I'm going to say it like this, that's a cult. It's one way, it's a cult. And God is exposing it.
Amen.
And the bad part about it, it makes all the churches look bad. And a lot of times, I'm not saying a lot of them deliberately or have the motive in the beginning to do it. Sometimes it ends up being an unresolved hurt by a leader. They end up, instead of him going to God to get help, he makes sure that never happens, but come to find out, he ended up becoming the person that hurt him. And now he's what? There's venom. There's venom that he ended up spreading, he or she ended up spreading. Because why? Because he has not properly given that to God himself. So now what happened? Now he's working and operating in error. And it's happening. So that's why it's important for us to be able to be careful when we allow ourselves to become isolated. Because the devil will deal with us where? Right here. It said, our mind is the devil's workshop. And he will deal with us right here. He will give suggestions. He will talk to us. So many people, they're more familiar with the voice in their head instead of God's voice speaking to them. So that's why it's important for us to be able to what? To really start examining everything. Everything that we hear, everything that is said to us. So that's part of the thing I want to speak about, unresolved hurt. But also, like I said, the devil will send people to misuse us and abuse us by quoting scriptures irregularly. Another thing, unresolved anger will produce hatred and unforgiveness. Another thing that will allow the devil access is worrying. Another thing is fear, lack of trust in God's ability, but more in your own ability. Pride, too selfish to ask for help. And let's be real, right now, the government is being shut down. There are so many people, they need to be asking for help. You know what they'll do? You know what? I get on my own. I remember I used to make some fast money. So I'm just going to do this one time. And I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to do this. I know exactly where to go and who to go to just that one time to make that big sale. And once I do it that one time, I'm going to stop. Right now, this is the opportunity for people are considering what can they do to make some ends meet. You've been working for the government, and the government will take care of you. But now, people are going through some hard times, and the people that you never thought would be suffering are suffering right now.
That's true.
So what are they doing? They consider their options. One lady said that her husband works for the military, she worked for the government, and she said she had to consider giving back her Christmas gifts that her son gave her because they need to make some ends meet. I'm gonna say everything, I'm gonna get paid. Just be real. When you begin to start having somebody deal with your pocketbook, it's easy to miss a check. And you can borrow here and there, but when you don't know when you're gonna get another check.
That's right.
And so, like I said, some people are too prideful to ask for help. So what they'll do, they'll take matters to their own hands. Even if it's illegal.
That's true.
And I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of it ain't outside of the church.
That's right. That's right.
There are some that would even consider, if I go ahead and make this dance at that club over there, just that one time, all I need is one night.
My Lord.
Just be real.
That's true. That's true.
Some people consider it.
That's true.
Well, if I can get me a sugar daddy,
Oh, God.
and we living in 2018, if I can get me a sugar mama, a cougar,
Yes.
Oh, God.
she'll pay.
Yes.
How they say, I might have a good economy, but at least I get the job done. They consider it.
Yeah. That's right.
These are hard times for some people. So right now, people telling me to trust God, but I can't go to the child support house to tell them trust God. Because I don't care if it's a shutdown or not, bills still need to be paid. Medicine needs to still be picked up and used. Children are still hungry. Something to consider. So, what we have to do, we have to be on alert, be on guard that Satan is coming back to tempt us with what's familiar with us. But just because he comes back, that does not mean that you've never been saved. Nor does it mean that you've never been delivered. A couple years, well, actually a couple months ago, I was talking to Amanda. And we were just talking, and I told her one time, you know, I used to suffer from migraine headaches. And it's been, I think it was like 8 or 9 years since I had a migraine headache. God delivered me from that. And later that day, after I spoke to her, what happened? Migraine headache came back.
My Lord.
Well, you know what I had to do? I had to remember, I couldn't claim that migraine headache. I don't say my migraine headache because it ain't mine. I always address it that, a deep migraine headache. But I said, you know what? I realized that was the devil. I was delivered. And I am delivered. So I had to start speaking, not only to the migraine headache, but I had to start speaking to the devil.
Right.
Because when the devil comes, you know what he's going to do? He's going to offer it to you.
Yes, he is.
Get this, all it is just a suggestion. It's not a mandate. It's a suggestion. But it's our responsibility to what? To refuse it. So when I saw that migraine headache coming, I deliberately had to start speaking to it, and the best thing about it, it left.
Yes.
I didn't have to take any medicine. That was one of the first times that I didn't have to take medicine, but I said to myself, God, I'm giving you the responsibility to get rid of this.
That's right.
I'm not going to take anything. And I had to what? Stand on his word.
Yes.
Because like I said, it was easy for me to clean my house. But if I did not apply the word of God in my residence, the devil not only would have came to the door, but he would have entered in the house.
Yes.
So I had to remember, and just like all of us, we have to remember, when the devil comes to offer you what you were delivered from, you have the right to refuse it.
That's true.
So see, you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop a bird from building a nest upon your head. So what we have to do, we have to think about it. He wants you to question your salvation. He wants you to question the work that Jesus Christ did upon the cross. He wants you to question and you've been delivered, and you've been saved. He wants you to think about it. And he wants you to doubt yourself. So the devil will try everything possible to get back to where he was. Remember, he's coming back 7 times stronger. He's coming back with backup. He's coming back. That's why I always think about this. If you notice, when you get out of a situation and you go back into it, it's harder the second time than the first time to get out of it. Think about it. You get out of a situation and you go back. Or I like to say it like this. You deal with somebody in a relationship and you leave them alone. And then all of a sudden you go back. And it's more problems the second time than the first time. Think about that.
Man.
Remember, he's coming back 7 times more. He's ready to defeat you this time. He wants to defeat you. You beat him this time the first time. But you know what? He came back with backup on you. He have all the tools. Do you? He wants to come back with full force because you recognize him. He's not going to come real big. He's not going to come when you automatically recognize him in the beginning. He's not going to come with the same trick a lot of times. He will do something small, something subtle.
Right.
See, this was something big that you got delivered from. And so now what he wants to do, he wants to come back. So he wants to do something subtle. Like horoscopes. He wants to do something subtle to enter back. All he needs is a little crack. And he would use some small just to have access to crack that door and bust it wide open.
I know.
Something small like horoscopes. Something we call it small, but the devil can be everything about it. Horoscopes, fortune telling. Celebrating Halloween. Tattooing. And also, I found that there are some people that may put tattoos of their child,
Right.
or even somebody that may have passed on.
Right.
Not a good thing. Just in case, I'm gonna tell you like this, just in case you didn't know it, you know now, God can forgive us.
That's right. That's right.
But just make sure we don't do it again. Because there's a message behind this.
Amen.
It goes into witchcraft.
Yes.
Like I said, what seems to be so innocent,
Right.
because of our lack of knowledge, we have allowed spirits to enter in to us. We're not saying for somebody to acknowledge themselves, but for anybody that has done that, accept God's forgiveness.
Right.
But also remember, forgive yourself.
Yes.
But also what we have to do, not only in the things such as that, but also get this. Even something like watching TV. I'm saying like this. Somebody that's a Christian. Somebody that's married. They watching drama on TV. Then all of a sudden, what are they doing? They end up watching some horror, so they end up watching some type of drama. And then on that drama, was it Desperate Housewives and all that stuff? They're watching them shows and they see fornication. And that's entertainment to them. You're watching sin. And guess what? The fornication that you think that it's okay. It's just a TV show. It's just a reality show. You accept that. And that fornication now, they end up getting into adultery.
Yes.
And then, when a person gets into adultery, they end up lying. And one of the things I always say, if you will live a lie, you will tell a lie. So it started something small as fornication. Then you started watching adultery. And then the pretty white lies become comical and cute. And then ultimately, rape. And a lot of times when people end up getting into rape, because they don't want to get caught, what do they start doing? They start murdering. But one thing I always say, you have to look at the small foxes. All sin, we have to have a what? Zero tolerance of sin. One of the things I always say this, y'all can write this down. When it's acceptable in your view, you accepted that into you. So in other words, what's cute for you to watch adultery, you allow that spirit to get into you for you to do the same thing. Or for you to receive the same thing. Is it cute for you to watch it? Now, is it cute for you to have it to happen to you? I want you to think about that. We must have a zero tolerance for sin. We got to get back to what? Our Bible. We got to get into prayer. Also, something that will help us. We need to get an accountability partner.
Yes. Yes.
We got to stay away from tempting moments. When you already know tempting moments or tempting areas, if you have a weakness in something, don't ever feel that, you know what, I'm strong enough, I can handle that. Leave it alone. Assign it to somebody else. But also another thing, we always have to be aware of our weakness. We always have to be aware of the things that we've been delivered from. And put a safeguard over us. See, when you want God to deliver you, and you're really sincere with God, you know what he would do? He would slow down the scene so slow when it happened again, because the devil will bring it up again.
Oh, yeah.
He would slow the scene down so slow for you to be able to make a decision if you really want to do it or not. And if you don't want to do it, he's able to help you to not do it. And then there's going to be a sense of accomplishment. There's going to be victory. But what happens if you end up doing it? There's going to be guilt. There's going to be shame. And nobody ever have to know anything about it. You'll feel it. You'll know it yourself. You go to church and the message, you feel like everybody's talking about you. The devil wants you to refer back to who you were, not who God wants you to be. So one of the scriptures we have to think about, Ephesians 6:10-12. It tells us, finally, brothers, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Now, Satan may have power, but guess what? We got authority. And authority will overrule whatever power that the devil may have. Also 13, it tells us, therefore, if you take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil days, and having all done all what? To stand. Stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having the shoon of feet on your feet with the what? With the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, take the shield of faith, which you have been able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. And to get this, and the helmet of salvation, that is to protect your mind. And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all these saints. Praying always simply means constant communication with God. Having the breastplate of righteousness, which is made of metal chains and covers the body from the neck to the waist, both front and back. It symbolizes the believer's righteousness in Christ, as well as his righteous life in Christ. The shoes of gospel. The Roman soldiers had sandals with spikes that were able to help us to move forward, but not go backwards. In other words, we got to be ready for the fight. The shield of faith. The shield was a large. It was usually about 4 feet by 2 feet, made of wood and covered with tough leather. And as the soldiers would stand, they were able to have a shield side by side to go forward like walls. The helmet of salvation. The helmet refers to mind controlled by God. The sword of the Spirit is the offensive weapon God provided for us. The Roman soldiers were what? It was a short sword that was able to have what? Close contact. In other words, you can't run from the devil.
That's right.
The devil is coming. But also we have to be equipped because we cannot defeat the devil in our own ability.
Right.
So when he comes to tempt, when he came to tempt us, when Satan tempted Jesus in the wilderness, Jesus used the sword of the Spirit to defeat the devil. 3 times he said, "It is written, it is written." But like I said earlier, if you notice that Satan quoted scripture too.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
But he knew what keywords to look and take out, but also his motive of what he said and why he said it to deceive.
Amen.
So if the devil knows God's word to deceive us, then we know God's word to stand.
Right.
So we have help. And the help is Jesus Christ. And just in case those who want to know if God is able to help us in our situation, in case you want to know God's character, we always talk about God's name and God's character. We can talk about Jehovah Shammah. The Lord is present. He said, "I will never leave nor forsake you." Jehovah Shalom, the Lord our peace. Jehovah Roah, the Lord is my shepherd. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord is my provider. 1 John 4:4, it says, "You are from God, little children, and you have conquered them, because the one who, if you want to say, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world."
Yes, indeed.
Philippians 4:13, it tells us, "I do all things through Christ, who strengthens me," or who gives me the ability. James 4:7, it says, "Therefore, submit to God." We leave out that part. We just say, resist the devil and he will flee from it. But we have to first do first thing first. Submit to God and resist the devil and he will flee from you. So we have to remember, if you have failed in the past, if you have had a relapse, if you have failed 4, 5, 6, 7 times, it's time for you to ask God to forgive you, but also forgive yourself.
That's true.
And so many people have a problem with forgiving themselves because they always feel like, I can't go forward, or I'm not going to go to church until I stop, until I get things right, so I'm just not going to come to church.
I've heard that.
We have to forgive ourselves. And there's a word called grace that God has provided for us. But get this, it's not because of your merit, but it's because of his goodness. He wants you what? To receive it. You don't have to work for it. Receive it.
Just receive.
The work is already done. So don't worry about how are you going to stay delivered. for the rest of your life. Because so many people that think, well, I can't do that for the rest of my life. I can't trust myself for the rest of my life.
I know.
What you have to do, you have to take it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
That old saying, it says, how does an ant eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's the way you have to look at it. This is the time for God, and especially this is the first Sunday of 2019. We might have had some crazy, some struggles in 2018, 17, 16, whatever. But this is the time when we can start a brand new us. But not of our own ability, but through God's ability. Amen. And just in case somebody's here who's tired, who felt like, you know what, I have failed so many times, and I don't know if I can do it. And I'm going to tell you, you can't do it.
No, you can't.
Even in your best ability,
That's right.
you're going to fail.
That's right.
But God is here to help us in whatever situation that we're dealing with. And He wants to give you the purpose and plan that He has for you. In other words, He wants you to receive it.
Right.
The devil does not want you to be delivered. The devil does not want you. The devil wants you to stay bound down.
That's
The
it.
devil wants you to stay struggling. The
Yeah.
devil wants you to keep reminding yourself of who you were, not who you are becoming. The devil will always try to make you look in the rearview mirror of life. But God is telling you it's time for you to look forward. Because if you notice, the mirror, for you to be able to see the back, gives you a small view versus the windshield that's in front of you. In other words, your future is bigger than your past, if you accept it. So just in case somebody that's here that want to touch and agree, just in case you're here and you say, you know what, I'm not even saved. We always say Romans 10 and 9, thou shalt confess the Lord Jesus Christ thy Savior and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. And when you become saved, when you receive salvation, the penalty of sin is removed. But there's another element. The power of sin, the influence of sin, God will help you and strengthen you to overcome it. And then when we go to meet Him, the presence of sin will no longer deal with it. If there's anyone that want to come, you're welcome to at this time. For those that don't, we're just going to go here. We're just going to have a word of prayer. And we're going to pray in whatever needs or whatever situation that you have. You know who you are. We don't have to even name it. But the key thing for us to, you know what, realize it's time for us to quit struggling. We're dealing with unnecessary stuff. And you know what? We have been silent for too long and allowed the devil to have rampant in our lives. Now, I'm not saying, well, once you become saved, all your problems will be over with. Like I said, the devil is upset. When you really make your mind up to serve God, there's going to be a fight.
Yes, it is.
But guess what? We already victorious. So we don't have to feel helpless. We don't have to feel helpless. We don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, will it ever end? Be honest with you, even if you did not give your life to Christ, you still will be dealing with the devil. So now you have help. Now you have support. And that's why we are here. Not just as a local church, but as a body of Christ. We're here to help one another. We're not here to put our finger or look down on anybody. Because to be honest with you, the same one that looks down on people are the main ones that need prayer.
That's right. That's right.
There are somebody dealing with something right now. And there are somebody who may have felt discouraged because somebody have made them feel belittled. I'm going to say it like this. You know, even when people have made mistakes, even within the church, there are so many people who no longer go to church because they have had people that slander their name and talk about them. Like I said, we all have a past. But thank God for God's grace. To help us to be the men and ladies that God called us to be. Just in case you have somebody that you may even want to stand in agreement with, we're going to pray for them right now. Dear Heavenly Father, we coming to you right now, God. We thank you, Lord, for your awesomeness. We coming to you right now, God. We acknowledge your presence on stage. God, we ask you, first of all, God, to forgive us, God, for anything that we said, done, or thought of stuff that was unlike you, God. God, we ask you, Lord, for forgiveness. God, we receive your forgiveness. God, we ask you to come in right now, God. There are some that are in need of you right now, God, that are dealing with things, God. They seem like they feel like they want to give up, God. They may not have told anybody, God, but God, you know them, God. You know them by name, you know them by address, God. We speak, God, that you comfort them, God. Be with them right now, God. God, let them know, God, that they're at the right place at the right time, God. Not to hear from me, God, but to hear from you right now, God. God, we speak, God, that you encourage them right now, God. Love on them right now, God. In the name of Jesus, God, even some that may be grieving right now, God. Some that are hurting right now, God. We speak, God, that you hold them up right now, God. Let them know, God, that you have never left them right now, God. God, there are those, God, who may have confused mind right now, God. Somebody that's been in depression right now, God. We speak to them right now, God. Let them know, God, that they are loved right now, God. Lord, like somebody dealing with some guilt right now, God. God, we speak, God, that you remove the guilt from them, God. God, help them to let them know, God, that that's the devil, God, trying to play with their mind right now, God. We speak in peace to their troubled mind right now, God. We speak in healing and deliverance right now, in the name of Jesus. And say about everything you stand for. We bind every problem. We bind every confusion right now. In the name of Jesus, we speak in joy. We speak in peace. We speak in healing right now. In the name of Jesus. Every assignment that the devil has tried to put forth in God's people, we cancel it right now. In the name of Jesus, we bind even the spirit of witchcraft right now. In the name of Jesus, like somebody even been dealing with control issues right now. Somebody been manipulated in their mind right now, God. God, we speak, God, that you encourage them right now, God. And let them know, God, that you are a healer right now, God. You are a deliverer right now, God. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, hold music right now. Holy Spirit, God, we speak it right now, God. We speak it right now, God. We speak it right now, God, to that troubled mind, to that troubled heart right now, God. Somebody been dealing with so much depression, they feel like giving up right now. God, we speak it right now to that spirit right now. We send that spirit back to the pit of hell right now. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. We bind that spirit of lust right now. In the name of Jesus. We bind every wicked spirit right now. In the name of Jesus. We send it back to the pit of hell right now. In the name of Jesus. We bind the spirit of stuttering right now. In the name of Jesus. Somebody is dealing with speech impediment right now. We speaking to them right now. Satan, take your hands off of God's people right now. Take your hand off of the mouth of that person right now. In the name of Jesus. We break every generational curse right now. In the name of Jesus.
Name of Jesus.
Even somebody that's been dealing with like drugs or alcohol right now. God, we speak that you give them a spiritual detoxing right now, God. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Somebody that's dealing with unforgiveness right now, God. Touch their heart right now, God. Lord, we speak that you would give them that desire, God. To give everything to you right now, God. Then their stress, then their blood pressure will go down, God. Help your people to cast all their cares upon you, God. God, there's somebody that is dealing with worrying right now, God. Somebody that is dealing with anxiety, panic attacks, we bind that spirit right now. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Somebody been dealing with a loss right now, God. We speak, God, that you help them, God. Give them that desire of the grief healthy right now, God. Somebody been holding things in right now, God. God, we speak, God, that you help them to understand, God. It's okay to cry, God. God, let them know, God, that you will be a father to the fatherless. You will be a mother to the motherless. You will be a friend to the friendless right now, God. In the name of Jesus. Somebody been having some sleepless nights. Somebody been having some disturbed sleep. They've been having some irregular sleep patterns right now. In the name of Jesus, we speak in peace in their sleep right now, God. In the name of Jesus, we bind the spirit of nightmares. We bind that spirit right now. In the name of Jesus. Somebody want to be delivered right now, God. God, we hold them up right now, God. God, remove the shame, God. Remove any embarrassment right now, God. Let them know that they are loved by you right now, God. In the name of Jesus, Lord, help them, God, to look up to the hills from which cometh their help, God. The help come from you, not from people, God, but from you, God. Help those people, God, to get out looking at people's opinions of them, God. God, help them to understand their worth, God, their value in you, not in people, not in their opinions, God. God, we speaking right now, God. that you save, that you protect your people right now, God.
Yes, Lord.
In the name of Jesus, help us, God, to get into the word right now, God, like never before right now, God. In the name of Jesus, God, that we can be saved and delivered right now. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus right now. Somebody been worried about their child right now, God. Somebody been worried unnecessarily, God. God, help them, God, to give them over to you right now, God. In the name of Jesus. In the name of God, thank you, Lord, for what you're doing for him right now, God. We thank you, Lord, for what you're doing for him right now, God. We thank you, Lord, for the joy that you have restored back to him right now, God. We even speaking right now, God, even to his family right now, God. We speaking unity in the family right now, God. In the name of Jesus, let there be peace, God. Let there be peace right now, God. And give them the employment that is needed right now, God. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, we thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for what you're doing right now, God. Thank you, Lord, for what you're going to do right now, God. Thank you, Lord, for your purpose that is fulfilled, God. We thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for what you've already done. God, help us to praise like never before. Even in the midst of the storm right now, God. Help us, God, to trust you like never before, God. In the name of Jesus, we thank you, Lord, for everything you've done right now, God. Everything you're going to do right now. In Jesus' name we pray. We say amen, amen, amen.